Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn something very important in operations research, linear programming problem formulation. And trust me, by the end of this video, you will be able to convert any word problem into a mathematical model step by step. So let's begin. Now listen carefully. There is a manufacturing company producing three products A, B and C. And the goal is we want to maximize the profits. Alright, this is our goal. Fine. We want to maximize the profits. But there is a problem. The problem is the limitations, the constraints, the resources are limited. Machine time, only 100 hours are available. And production capacity constraints are there. These are the production capacity constraints, and we cannot exceed these daily production caps. So we cannot produce unlimited units. That is exactly why we use linear programming problems. First step, and this is very important, we have to define the decision variables. Like I have defined here that let x1 be the number of units of A that are to be produced in a day, x2 number of units of B that are to be produced in a day, and x3 number of units of C that have to be produced per day. Right? So these are our decision variables we need to decide. Now let's look at the profits. Product A is giving you a profit of rupees 12. That means if you are selling 1 unit of product A, it is giving you rupees 12 as a profit. And if you are selling 1 unit of product B, you are getting rupees 20. And for product C, the profit is rupees 45. So now we have to go for higher production. That means higher profits, but only if the constraints are going to allow us. Fine. So the objective function will be maximizing our profits of the organization, like 12x1 plus 20x2 plus 45x3. This is what we want to maximize. Now it's time for the constraints. The first constraint is the time constraint, assembly time constraint. Each unit of A, it takes 0.8 hours for assembly. Each unit of B, it takes 1.7 hours of assembly, and each unit of C, it takes 2.5 hours of assembly. And total available assembly time is 100. So the usage cannot exceed beyond that. So our total available assembly time will be 0.8 x1 plus 1.7 x2 plus 2.5 x2. It should be less than equal to 100. Less than equal to means maximum we have 100 units of hours, 100 hours available. So the usage can be either equal to 100 or less than 100. Next constraint is the production constraint, production limits. First constraint is the x1 units, it should be maximum 50 units should be produced in a day. Product B, it should be maximum 25 units should be produced in a day, and C units should be 30 in a day. Okay? So even if the demand is high, the production is capped. And these are our constraints of production. The production, it cannot go beyond this. Fine. Now the next is the demand constraint. For product A, there is a minimum demand of 20 units in a day. So the production, it should be more than 20 in a day. This is this. And for B and C total, the combined demand is 15. So that is x2 plus x3, it should be greater than equal to 15. So these are the lower bound constraints, or greater than equal to inequality. Okay? That is, we must satisfy the minimum demand. Next is your non-negativity constraint. You cannot produce a negative number of products, obviously, right? Negative production is not possible. So that is why we have to explicitly mention x1, x2, x3, they all are greater than equal to 0. Now let's combine everything. maximize, this was our objective function, maximize z is equals to 12x1 plus 20x2 plus 45x3, subject to the time constraint, the capacity constraints and the demand constraints. This is the total summary of our previous slide, and at last I am going to add the non-negativity constraint. Okay, so let's quickly revise the steps. First of all, we have to decide the decision variables, we have to define them, then we are going to write down the objective function, then we are going to add the constraints, then the non-negativity. Okay, so this is the standard method of formulation. That brings us to the end of this video. In the next video, we will be learning about the graphical method of linear programming problem. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video and stay connected for the complete OR course. Thank you for watching.